Be Elvish, Spirit Seer of Sam Hall, and I'm waiting patiently. Allow me to explain. For those of you barely capable of grasping thoughts, filthymonk.png, I am a Spirit Seer. Spirits are only half of my job. Consider it a major of my study. I minored in divining the future. Compare that to your liberal arts degree.png. I'm at the edge of the icy wastelands. Still some snow. Out before me is an expanse of what I can only call the most boring plain I have ever seen. And I've seen many a plain in my time. Be sitting atop a large snowbank. My arse is a bit chilly, but that's fine. I've seen the future and I know the one I'm waiting to meet will be here soon enough. He's coming closer and closer. I can tell by the angry comments emanating from his unwilling passengers. Unsure who exactly I'm looking to meet here. But I am hoping that if it's someone reasonable, we can conduct our business like civilized people. If it's a Monkeye or Isha forbid a greenskin, I imagine I'll just have to put them down. It would be a kindness to either, .jpg. So here I sit with my suspicious mind, all shook up and waiting. By go Mancha, it's me driving all night, me hands wet on the wheel, a voice in me head that drives me ill. Been a good road trip, been driving and singing and laughing. Managed to crump a Yumi on the way. Splat dot Jiff. Zog, that was funny. But after all this time, is he. See the boys gathering round. Calls out to them. Wag that MP3. They expecting me now. Drive on up and hear what we's gonna do. Boss has left the planet. We's gonna get ready for another fight with the Yumis. But not here. And now we's the last boys on the world. Look over to see Royd out of here. The mech just finished here. Sniffling now. She's beautiful. That's Royd Orky. That is. Up aboard. Grab me grot. Strap into me chair. Here we go, .p and grot. Count down to launch. 5, 4, 3. What is it that comes after 3? Launch. Be me. Crusader Dietrich. Everything goes fine and dandy when suddenly explosion.meme. Some Bloodraven iconography wearing guardsmen storm the cathedral, getting in a firefight with various Imperial forces. What's going on, .png? More Bloodraven soldiers with actual Bloodraven come to the battle, fighting against the others. Try my best to help out the side with the Baneblade, who are Imperial, I guess. B.I., the elusive ranger of the Siam Han. My name is not important. What is important is what rangers do for the Eldari. As I, becoming one with the frozen plain, seeing all in the forever encompassing white of the snow and ice that covers this land. For the rangers find paths for those unable to see lines in the sand and waves in the grass. However, I'm not plotting courses and finding paths at the moment. No, I'm taking care of and directly watching over a certain Spirit Seer who is quite the boy too big for his britches, as those retired Monkai might say. For he has already put the great Wraithguard, who he is supposed to protect and guide, in danger unnecessarily, more than once. Shocking how far up his own spirit he is. Regardless of how he treats his brother, and he has found the great lost Wraith Knight, something even I could not do. So therefore I shall still watch over our spirits here, while he lies in wait for the bumbling carriage of Drukhari. I don't think he even knows who they are. Otherwise, he may be even more nervous than he is now. I shall do what I must, if the situation comes to such a point in time, which it probably will not. Be me, Captain Ebolius Herpetus, of the 7th Plague Company. Most blessed son of the Plague Father and pretty fungi. No, literally, covered in it. Rumors sent even into the eye about total shit show on some pisswater planet. Loyalists of every flavor, filthy Xenos, and even Sororitas. Sororitas? Goddamn. Those braps would be perfect for the Father Nurgle if shown the way. Not to mention the untold amounts of fallen gene seed ripe for the picking. Unimaginable opportunity to see how various plagues affect so many life forms at once. Time to get to work. Stop being total neat. After observing the worst of the firebombings from orbit in comfy pus-soaked seats, time to go. To be part of the first drop party. Coordinates locked. Town with some shitty goth cathedral where most of the fighting is centered. Board drop pod with 6 of my battle brothers. For the plaguefather.mp3. More braps.mp3. Overall shit landing. Few miles away from the cathedral, but more time to spread the good word on the way. Pod was nearly completely destroyed by impact and rust. Think the battle brothers might be dead. Noobs weren't disgustingly resilient enough. Began slowly, albeit unstoppable, march to spread the good word. Blessings make it hard to maintain fast pace. Heh, are those tentacles in my pants, or am I just happy to see you? Be me, ecclesiarchy youngster bishop, and clearly the emperor still wants me to fight. The city feels so much more welcoming and warm when the streets are full of burning traitors. Not retired, just real tired, .gif. I've kept my forces centered around the governess mansion, cleaning up the endless tide of traitor forces. I leave the big targets to the Marines. I was initially a little concerned about the Marines being in or even near my home, but I'm fairly certain Sergeant Thorne isn't a heretic. Hasn't bitten me once, .png. But while our flamers are keeping them at bay, there doesn't seem to be any end to them in sight. Pilgrims, guardsmen, even sisters have all converted into monsters. Clearly, the organization's not directly under my control, like the faith necessary to expel the tyrannid disease from their system. That's an issue I would need to address.
The treads of our tank.